Windows team will create a account in Active Directory. Account in Active Directory. Okay. So in the Active Directory, there may be multiple domains. Domain, for each country, they can have different domain. India, UK, like that, US, like that. Okay, based on our region, they may create account in particular domain. Okay, this is the first step, and our credentials, everything will be in Active Directory only. Our credentials won't be synced to anywhere. So username, password will be managed in AD AD only. Only AD team can reset password. Okay. So for SharePoint on-prem I'm selling. For SharePoint on-prem, there will be a job AD to user profile sync. Active Directory to user profile sync job will run in the backend. Okay, that will in the SharePoint there is separate portal like user profile, like all the user information, like user name, phone number, city, and photograph. Everything will be maintained in that user profile only. Okay, whatever end user sees, say for example, if I am trying to resolve your name, your data will come from the user profile only. So by default, user profile, so my data should be there in the user profile. So to make it available in the user profile, this job will run, and if there is any new data added and if there is any update in the Active Directory, say for example, you may come from US to India, so your domain will change from US to IND. So those things and all will be taken care in this user profiles. Then our data will be available in user profile. So after available in the user profile only, we can uh, search and add user in SharePoint. So by default, user will be added in manually added in the Active Directory. Once it is added, sync job will be syncing data in the user profile. Okay. So once user profile is added, then we can grant permission to any user. Okay. This is the next second step, and our data is available in the user profile. And there is one more list at the site level. Say for example, um, I'm giving you access in this site, and you are trying to access this site collection means there is a hidden list in the site collection. I'll show you users hidden list SharePoint. To access the hidden, we can. I'll come to that hidden list part later. Underscore catalogs users. That list name is users. If you after the site collection, we need to put this URL underscore catalogs users. simple.aspx is the view name. See, whoever we are granting access and who are trying to access the site collection, their data by default will get added in this users list. Okay, this is the maintained at the site level. Okay, so say for consider there is a user in Arun, username Arun, and if you are trying to add this user in particular form through SPFX or through jQuery like that, okay, add user not username Arun. He never accessed a SharePoint site. Never accessed a SharePoint site. Uh, Still, if we try to add that user in a SharePoint form. Say, for example, there is a new form or edit form, custom new form or custom edit form. There is a field called the owner or member. In that owners group, you are giving the name Arun. Okay, in that case, his name won't get saved because his name not available in this user information list. Okay. Uh, when it will get added, so whenever we are manually giving permission to that user, or if that user tries to access this SharePoint site, then only that user name will be automatically added in this list. Then that user name can be added in the custom form or anywhere through custom script we can do. Okay, say but here that we can't say to the Arun, you first you should access the site, then only we can add you in the custom form. Okay, that we can't tell to each user, and we also can't come and check here, right, whether the particular user is there in the hidden list or not, then only we can so that is not feasible solution. Okay, for that there is a method in SharePoint, no, ensure user. Web.enc is the method. It didn't give full details. So, likewise only. So at the web level, web dot ensure user of that user ID we need to pass. Okay, after passing it we can update the particular field, approver field or owner, whatever the field. So before assigning the user to the any user to the particular field, we need to call this ensure user of method. This ensure user method will make sure user is added in the user information list. Okay, you remember this method name. Okay, this one also they may ask. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. After adding it, once we add the any user in SharePoint form, then it will automatically fetch and we can update the form. Okay, that's the one thing I wanted to tell. And at the user level, there may be multiple properties we can check, like expand user and user field SharePoint industry API. these many properties we can get from the user. Okay, we can expand the user and give it will give title, name, email ID, mobile number, email, yes, SIP address, both the same only, department, job title. These many fields are available in the user profile by default available. Okay, these properties we can get, we can expand. Okay, expand, you know, right, in the REST API. So for the taxonomy field, lookup field, and people picker field we can use. Okay, in the expand we can give these are the fields for the user. See here they have given my user name, my user field slash title. Likewise here they can give, we can give. Okay, uh, this is about the user field. You have any doubt in this?
No.
Okay, so for SharePoint online as well, same process only. Okay, by default for SPO, user will get added in the on-prem Active Directory. Okay, then after adding, there will be a sync job between. There will be a sync job. It will sync AD to Azure Active Directory. If for own SharePoint Online, they will be having separate Active Directory that they will maintain in Azure Active Directory. So to make it thing, it's 1 hour once like that, they will run a job. Okay, then whatever we have seen that from here, this sync job to um, sync data between AD to user profile. Same way, it will sync Active Directory to Azure Active Directory. Even if we delete or if we disable particular user, it will take 1 hour to make the changes in Azure Active Directory. Okay, if there is any changes happening in the Active Directory, we need to wait at least 1 hour to see the changes in the SharePoint Online. Okay, once user data is synced in Azure Active Directory, then all other processes are same only. Okay, but here username and password also will get synced. So whenever we are changing the password at the Active Directory level, those password also will sync to Azure Active Directory. After that, Microsoft in backend they will taking care of syncing the data to the user profile, those things, and adding the user in the SharePoint site. That also same process. Okay, I'll show you the existing user details and all. We can see at the Azure that admin center. I'll go to the users. You can see here active users will be there. All the active users details will be, we can see here, and we can see all the details here. And deleted user, so here it may available 30 days or 90 days, as per the policy they will manage. So once the user got deleted in the active directory, automatically deleted from active directory, active users, it will come to deleted users list, and here it may available for 30 to 90 days. Okay, that is one thing. And SharePoint user profile data also. I'm going. So this is the M365 Admin Center. I'm going to SharePoint Admin Center. In the SharePoint Admin Center, I'm in the I selected more feature user profiles. So from here, same SharePoint user profile data we still have, right? Same like SharePoint online user profile data we can manage here. Manage user properties. This one I have selected. These are the properties. If we need to add any properties, we can add from here. See, at the organization level, we need to add any properties, we can add here. And manage user profiles. Can search the name. Hope this you could have seen in the SharePoint on-prem. So SharePoint on-prem also will be having same UI. So from here we can manage, edit the properties, delete or whatever action we can see. If we select manage personal site, it will go to the OneDrive, I think. So, test one. Okay, I'll go to test one. Or we can give permission also. From here we can grant permission. Seems it is not going to one. Yes, it is going to OneDrive only. So that person's OneDrive site, from there we can access. Okay, and the same, yeah, we see in the that hidden list in the SharePoint only. So same for SharePoint Online also there will be a hidden list the SharePoint each SharePoint site. So whoever accessing the SharePoint site and whoever we are granting permission, it let's see, duplicate. We'll get one any one of the active user, existing active user. Alex Wilbur will take. I'm adding the user in. This test group. Not available, you can see. Name got his name got added here. Alex Wilbur. Automatically it got synced in the user information list, you can see. Okay. So same way, so before adding any user to the SharePoint, we need to use that ensive user method. Okay. That's it about the user field. Do you have any doubt in this?
No, I understood that.
Okay, fine. Um, there are many O36, and then we'll see O365 components. Okay. Apart from SharePoint, there are many other components they have provided as part of Office 365. Okay. SharePoint provided OneDrive, Yammer. These two are majorly we will use. See if we Office 365 components. Everything you mentioned, yes, Microsoft Teams as well over 365 component. These many components are there. Okay, so Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, those things will comes in the Power Platform. Okay, apart from this, yeah, you may get get to work in like integrating Yammer with SharePoint, integrating Outlook with SharePoint. Those things and all you may get. Okay. Uh, I'll tell you Yammer. So in the Yammer, it is like something similar to Facebook only. We will create group in Yammer, add users in that group. Okay, so group is something like, say for example, we are part of SharePoint community. Means for SharePoint community, one group will get created in Yammer, and all the users in the SharePoint community will get added in that group. Okay, we can make that group public or private. We then at the end we can integrate that group in SPO. Okay. In SharePoint Online, we can add that group in that we can add that group. Okay. And all these activities, they have for all these activities they have provided APIs. Yammer, just API example. This is for feeds. You can see get messages, my feeds. What are the feeds available, and who are following those things, and all we can see. I'll see for the groups. delete messages, group memberships. Yaml.com API v1 groups and particular user is in which group this for that they have provided. So for each for each operation, okay, this you may get in any of the project when you are when you are going to development task. Okay, yeah, so that's why I'm saying. These activities we may need to execute through REST API. Okay, and there may be some requirement to integrate. In our case, one of the project how it comes, whenever new site got created, we need to create in the for SharePoint Online alone. If there is any public site got created for SharePoint Online, there should one YAML group created for the site, and the site owner should be added in the group. Then that group should be attached to the SharePoint site. These were the activities we got when. So these things we have taken care through PMP while provisioning the SharePoint site itself. Particular YAML group will get created, then adding the user and everything we have done through REST API only. Okay, so our YAML group, YAML group add a group by ID. So creating new group. Okay, this one manage use group members JSON. This is the YAML base URL API v1. This one they have given for PowerShell. So same we can do it for any of the even SPFX or CSOM. We can follow the same thing. Okay, this is about the YAML, and for OneDrive also some migration task you can get, like migrating content from other sources to OneDrive, migrating content from particular organization to another organization. These are the contents we can get. Okay, for that also you may require to write PowerShell script to get OneDrive data and what are the wherever the user is part of it, those things and all we can get. Okay, and groups, you can see teams and groups. In the teams, whenever we create a new group, here only it will get added. Okay, to retrieve all the group details also there is a PowerShell script available. That one also in couple of project I work in our case what happened in the organization particular department they farm in my have sold to other organization. Okay, so they wanted to migrate all the contents available for the users who are part of that particular department. Okay, for that they have shared the users list. Mm, we had to get fetch all the details wherever user is part in whichever group user is part of it, and use users content in the SharePoint, SharePoint, not SharePoint, in the OneDrive. For all those activities we had to get the report and share. Based on that they will execute some backend process and will migrate the content. So for that, we have written the not console, PowerShell script to fetch all the data. So you can see all the information: team membership, group owner, and SharePoint site associated with this site. All the information we can get through PowerShell script. Okay, this is about the O365 components. Teams, as I said, so nowadays they're creating many components for the teams as well. Okay, not only for SharePoint. Okay, I'll go to teams admin. Here there is option and so here you can see whichever if there is any particular third party apps also we can upload here, or we can create our own app and upload in Teams as well. Okay, and Microsoft is providing like for recent changes, Microsoft providing multiple options for Teams customization only, like to integrate multiple component with the Teams. Okay, in the Teams itself, if we want to see multiple data from different sources, or if you want to show some other information, whatever customization user is asking, all the activity by adding particular app in the team, by adding the app in a team they are trying to achieve. Okay, so till now even I too didn't get chance to work in teams app and related development. Okay. But in future even I may also need to learn and work on it. Okay, because nowadays they are mostly focusing on teams related development for Office 365. You also whenever find time so process would be the same. Okay, and they are not changing anything. Like there is no new process to create the Teams app. Okay, same SPFX kind of development only. You check how to create app for Teams and try to deploy here. Try to add and manage in the Teams how it is coming. Those things and all you test once you are finding time. Okay. Mm, that's it about the O365 tools, and these three are Majorly, I got tasked for these three components only: OneDrive, Yammer, and Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams, as I said, I didn't get chance to work in customization, so that Teams group data, getting the Teams group data, those things only. But these two things we will get. So migration task or integration, whatever task we may get. Okay. Um, Integrating with O365 components, you can they may ask in the interview as well, and you go through the major components which are available, and how we may integrate that one also you go through it. Okay, and one more thing, graph API. Okay, this also one more concept. Instead of REST APIs, they have introduced graph APIs as well. Okay, uh, we can we can like do same operation. Okay, the purpose of graph API is everything will be in single URL. Okay, say for example, for SharePoint we will be following like this SharePoint URL slash API underscore API, like that we followed. For Yammer you can see www.yammer.com API v1, and for dynamics there will be sub different URL. Okay, for each component there will be different REST API they have provided. Okay, to make it unified and to make it available in single place, they have introduced this graph API. Okay, graph APIs, V1 sites, and whatever this host name, site name, web name. This is the process. Okay, for SharePoint level, you can see likewise we can get this using graph API. We can get the data. Okay, list if I go. Graph API get list slash list ID list item IDs get by item ID. So same process whatever available in the REST API if we can get. Okay, uh, using graph API or REST API is we will decide. The developers we will decide. Okay, but for graph API there is one more option available like authentication. Okay, uh, from the Azure Active Directory, if I go to Azure Active Directory, applications, app registrations, I'm giving some name, access, yep, group got created. I'm going inside API permission. You can see Microsoft Graph by default it got added. Okay. So for Microsoft, using Microsoft Graph, what are the activity we can perform? SharePoint tenant settings, select. So likewise, we can add permission to this group. Okay. So this app got permission for this. For we'll be defining the role, what are the access we can provide for this particular app. Okay. Once it is defined, we'll go to enterprise application. By default, on enterprise application group will get created, and this is the application ID for that group. Okay, for this using this application ID, we can authenticate APIs. Okay, we don't need say for example. You don't have permission to do particular activity in SharePoint. Okay, in that case, this is the process at the Active Directory level. We need to create an application. That application will be we grant permission at the using API permissions, then automatically it will get registered in enterprise applications. Once it is registered, we need to using this application ID, we need to authenticate. How we can authenticate? Generate access token for SharePoint REST API using Graph API. Okay, so client ID is the app ID and the app secret we can generate somewhere and go to applications, SP access group, authentication. There may be some options to generate the token certificate and secrets. New client secret we can generate. Okay, this is the secret for the client ID. And they set expiration for 6 months. Okay. Using this client ID, application ID and secret, we can generate the access token. This access token can be passed to that Graph API authentication. So we don't need to have full control permission to perform any actions in SharePoint. Okay, the process is we need to have different application registered in the Azure Active Directory. Using that Azure Active Directory through Graph API, we can perform all the activities whatever we need. We can perform. Okay, and for Graph API is not only for SharePoint. Graph for across O365 products, they have provided this Graph API. Okay. Mm, for access token relate as far as for me for to generate the access token and passing this for these activities only have used Microsoft Graph API. For SharePoint related activities like getting the data from SharePoint and all, mostly I'll be using like REST API or SharePoint PNP only. So mostly I used to do with REST API and SharePoint PNP. That's why I never came to use this Microsoft Graph. But you uh, go through all the concept and all the APIs available in the Microsoft Graph API, and you may like this as well. Instead of going with the REST API or PNP, you may start liking Microsoft Graph API, and you can start using this one as well. Okay, this is the link you can get from the online, so I'm not sharing it. That's it for the Graph API. I'll delete this group. Successfully deleted. Okay, I deleted this group from Azure Active Directory. Okay, this one we have seen, and one more topic I wanted to cover, and that we have seen until that I don't remember the topic. Sorry, routing React. Actually, I checked from my end, so somehow it didn't work. I'm not sure what I did wrong. Okay, so when you find time, you execute, and I read some article that so this is recommended for like single page application. Single page application means we are adding the SPFX as a web part in the page. Okay, now so they are recommending to go with React router when it is like a standalone React application. Say for example, if we are creating this whole web application using React, in that case we can this React router, you remember, right? So couple of weeks before we saw we all these components, and only React router we didn't see. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what as React router we discuss it, will see later part, you remember, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So that's what I told. This in couple of article I read, React router is mainly useful when we are creating standalone application. Standalone application in the sense like it will be a separate site, not like adding a web part in SPFX. They are not recommending to React router. Okay, but anyway, in most few applications we also use, but not sure why it is not working. Maybe some due to some latest upgradation, it could have got affected. Okay, you once you find time, you check. Okay, React router. What is the purpose? Now I told, right. There may be multiple components. I'll show you this example. See, there is a layout, home page, blank, content, contact, no page. All you consider all these as a separate components, and these components got added in the in your root site. navigate from your site to another component, we will be using this React component. Okay, for that, first we need to install one module, npm install react-router-dom. This one we need to install to implement the React router. Once it is installed, we can use these component, browser router. Inside the browser router, routes. Inside the route, what are the property, and clicking of each element, where we need to navigate, those things we will be defining here only in the route only. Okay, so if you see the example they have given here, if I click on home, so here automatically, uh, after the URL, slash blog will get appended, then blogs page will get displayed in your screen. Okay, that's the purpose of having this router. So you SPFX. I try to implement this one. So they have given the many components. Browse router is the one we have seen. Okay, likewise link, those options were there. You can see they have added multiple components. Page not found. This is the root side main component. Page not found, my details with parameters, my route matches, my nested route. These are the components they have added inside the components. uh, so inside the component, the same here they use switch. We can use browse route as well. Inside the browse route we can use route is the component, and path component name, and if you need to pass any property, that property value is there, but you don't consider this one. You can see this simple route path they have given, and component name. On clicking on this path, where we need to redirect, which component we need to go. Likewise we can define. Okay, this one I tried to implement, but somehow it didn't work. Yesterday I tried, somehow it didn't work. Okay, uh, see, on clicking of router, it will be appended like this only, slash whatever the component name we are appending, it will get added here like this only. You this one is looks very simple. See, they have created two child components like uh, SPFX, not this one, SPFX customer details, SPFX customers, two child components they have created, that they given some plain HTML content only. Okay, two child components they have created. After creating the child component, they are importing those child component in the parent. In the, then the render method, using hash router, they are adding the router. Okay, you try to implement this and see. Okay. Mm, but I told you right, majorly they recommend you to go with conditional rendering instead of going with router concept. For SPFX web parts, they are recommending to go with conditional rendering only. Okay, I'm clicking on each event.